when
to
you
me.
hosting, because when you hosting, you really can't see,
Oh,
and
you talking about ring off?
we know you need to put on your glasses.
And they sitting right here, but I don't like putting them on.
Whatever.
And then I have a whole headache and be wondering why my head hurting. Child, it's a
I have a.
time with me.
How about I have a headache too? I don't have any Tylenol, but I have a
Girl,
headache.
people still take Tylenol. I
Me?
need something stronger than
What are we
that.
supposed to take?
Ibuprofen,
No,
Motrin,
ew. Tylenol extra
Aleve.
strong.
Because
What
Tylenol
happened?
is candy. Nobody don't take Tylenol no more.
Oh, so that's not like strong enough?
No, not what depends on you. Not for me. It's not strong
It
enough.
works for me like really good.
A
That's the
waste
only
of
thing
drink.
that seems to work for me.
Mm-mm. Hey, Veronica, how are you?
Who's coming
Thank you for tuning
in?
in.
Come in,
Let me
come
clean
in.
my glasses off so I can see y'all names uh properly.
Oh, where's Ryan?
Oh yeah, because I need him for the teacher segment. I
Let
probably
me
can bring in
text.
my topics too. Y'all don't look at my hair because I ain't really brush it right. So we're gonna pretend she cute today. Y'all, hey Ryan, well other Ryan.
Wait, I gotta talk to my Ryan. Give us an update on the Super Bowl. Who you going for? Let's see. It's Philadelphia versus Kansas City, right? I hope I got this right.
What girl?
What?
I don't know. Don't make me lie.
Your son plays football. You are a football mom,
He's
and
not
you
in the
not.
NFL. I have no reason to be paying attention to the Super Bowl until he get there. Now
Ryan,
when
can
he
you
get
give us
there, then
an
I'll
update?
know.
Ryan, I need two things answered. Who's in the Super Bowl? I believe it's the Philadelphia versus Kansas City. I think I'm right. And then two, where is the Super Bowl this year? What city? Like, I
Oh,
don't
he
even
he
know.
did put Eagles. He said Eagles.
That means he's
That's
going for the
that's the
Eagles,
green.
right?
That's the green team. All I know is green team and red team.
Really, Shonda? I know
That's
more than
it.
you, really?
You do. I'm not. I don't feel. I don't feel no type of way. I don't feel no type of way because I don't. I'm probably gonna watch it
There
because
is Diane. Hi, Diane.
my
Oh,
husband
she
is a
said
football
Texas.
fan.
I'm thinking that I thought the TX mean thanks, Diane. I'm sorry. Is that
Oh,
Texas?
now you know what?
I was like, what I'm thanking you for, Diane? Okay, it's in Texas. I think that's what she's saying. I don't know. We're gonna find
So
out.
yeah, I think it's in Texas. So I don't know, but I know I'll be watching it because you know this house is a football house. So I'm
Yeah.
sure I'll be watching it. So TK, how was your weekend while we're waiting on Ryan to come in with us? How your weekend?
Full of activities. I am literally drained, but all good things. I have 4 events this weekend. Well, as of tomorrow will be the fourth one, but just events, 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 events. I love what I do.
Oh wait, maybe
However,
Diane did mean thanks because the Ryan said Arizona.
yeah, okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. Let's Google
I
where
don't know.
is the
Let's see.
Super Bowl.
I think Ryan. I mean, he's a football fanatic. I'm sure he's right, but I don't know if Diane meant things. Diane, what you mean by TA? You saw us in Texas?
Maybe that was TK because she's just trying to say hi to me. Hey, Diane.
No, because the X is not near the K on the keyboard.
Whatever. So, um, a couple of things. As you guys know, I work for a nonprofit and I do a lot of volunteerism or volunteer activities. We made a makeover for the Girl Scouts camping and repainted all of their cabins, gave them furniture. And so we did that on Saturday. Then Saturday night was my husband Farrell's promotion party that this beautiful woman next to me hosted, and
And
she did
did that.
and she did an amazing job. And a lot of city officials, friends, and family all came together, and we had a great night. Shonda, thank you so much. And then I rested, and then now I had to prep for a big event today that's taking place tomorrow. But I digress. How was your weekend? How was your
you
weekend?
made me. You made me tired just by listening to you.
Listen, I usually give y'all tea, but TK needed some rosé tonight. Listen,
Listen, I don't know what this is. George poured me some. wine as well. And my cup says, I was told there be wine. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
this weekend, what I do Saturday? You know, I can never remember past the previous day. But Saturday, I emceed Farrell's party. So I am now, so you all can
Oh
add
my God.
MC. First of all, I don't like MC. I like mistress of ceremony. It sounds more, you know, eloquent. So I am a
Whatever.
mistress of ceremony now. You can now add that to my resume. I do parties, bar mitzvahs, weddings. So whatever you need a host, please holler at your girl. My Instagram is right there. Send me a DM. So yeah, I had a good time. I was nervous. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But then once I calmed down, I was okay. But it was good
But
though. I had a
you
good
are
time.
naturally funny. I would not pick anybody to do this job if I didn't think that they had what it takes, and you have it. You
So
do.
many people say you are so funny. I'm like, I don't even know what I said. I said, I don't know what I said. She said, you are so funny. I mean, everyone kept coming up to me saying I was funny, but guys act the fool child for no reason. And on that
Mm,
note, let's start this show.
let's go.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We are still waiting on Mr. David. We're gonna keep it moving. We have some guests. We have some guests. We have a guest who is going to join with us. I'm so excited. I reached out. Well, let me start over. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Miss TK.
Oh, hi, everybody. I think a lot of you who are watching, especially our loyal fans like Katrina and Ryan and Diane, thank you all. I see we have someone new. Joanne is watching, Joanne Dean. I bet you with that last name, Dean, she's from the Bahamas. Hi,
I'm
cousin
sure.
Joanne. I bet you she is. But I am T to the K, Owens, mother, daughter, only child, by the way. Um,
Spoiled.
Yes. Hi, mommy. I know my mom is watching. I don't know. I forgot all my titles, but you guys know me. Thank you. And to the hostess with the mostest, the Dr. Shanda Roberts.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Dr. Shanda Roberts slash Mistress of Ceremony now.
Oh my God.
Baby, I'm gonna wear that thing out. You hear me? Y'all gonna be tired of me in a minute. But anyway, so I want to go ahead and get going so we respect our guests' time. So I'm always on social media, of course, and I think someone tagged me in this young lady's social media page. My cousin who's
My
also
cousin.
a no, my real cousin who's also Bahamian tagged me in her page. So
Oh,
Latoya
that's money.
is the name of her page, Latoya Laughs, and she does a lot of jokes regarding Bahamians and Bahamian parents and Bahamian culture and lifestyle and so on and so forth, which was very funny. And I was born in Bahamas, and TK as well has Bahamian background. So I was like, let me go ahead and see if I could reach out to her if she wants to come onto the show. And she, of course, obliged. And it was literally last minute because I never planned for nothing. So I thank her for coming on. But let me show you one of her videos first, and then we'll introduce her.
Good evening.
Hello?
Mommy, I bring my girlfriend to meet you.
Who?
My girlfriend.
Again?
Mommy.
How much girls you can bring me in 1 month to meet for this your girlfriend?
What your mommy talking about?
Don't pay her no mind. Mommy.
I'm sorry, sweet girl, but my son ain't into you.
That's it.
And I only telling you this because I have daughters and I don't want nobody doing it to them. I can tell you from now, my son only gonna use you up and fling you to the side. So I suggest you run for the hills. You not only run, when you run to the hill, you climb over that hill to get away from him. Because if it's one thing my son gonna do, that's waste of y'all time.
Oh, okay.
Don't listen to her.
so
She
that's what
confused
you
me
just
with
do.
my brother.
That's
Mommy.
what you just do.
Listen, don't say nothing to me here. You better stop. Your tail is soon drop off.
Baby.
Don't touch me. Take me home. Take me home.
That
It's
was too
true.
funny. Listen, if you all know Bahamian parents, they don't care what they say, what comes out of their mouth. They have no filter. They say whatever, whenever, however, to whomever. So, but that is a good thing about. And my mom is Jamaican. My dad was Bahamian, but I have Bahamian family and child, and me myself don't care what come out my mouth. So that's something we're working on. But I want
Yeah,
to introduce her. Go ahead, TK.
no, Marsha say she's from Freeport. If you representing the Bahamas, let us know what part. Come on in.
Yes, yes. Have you? How long were you in Freeport? Well, Freeport. How long were you in Nassau, TK? Did you ever live there, or you just visited back
No,
and
so
forth?
my story is my grandfather was born there, and my two uncles. My father, though, was born over here in Fort Pierce. He moved back and forth. I think he had a double, what do you call it, citizenship
Uh-huh.
type of thing. So for me, I grew up and was born here in Miami. However, you know how every summer you send your kids to the grandparents or to family. So every summer, my parents sent me to the Bahamas, and because I had two uncles, I would stay with one uncle 1 month and stay with the other uncle the other month, and I played with my cousins and things like that. But I never knew back then why my parents would get rid of me until I became a parent myself to see why they get rid of your kids all summer. But I spent a lot of summers in the Bahamas and love my cousins all. We grew up we're on the east side and the west side, Sandy Port on one side, and then the east side over
Okay,
in
but I don't know any of that stuff. I don't know what Sandy Port is, but
oh,
of
okay,
course I know what
sorry.
Nassau is. No, it's
Anybody from
fine.
Nassau, check in. Exactly.
Someone just let me put this comment up here. New Providence,
Yes,
aka Nassau. Okay.
yes,
Bahamas stand up. I thank y'all for tuning in and representing Freeport
yay,
Boston Connection. Um Samantha from
yes.
Freeport, born and raised, but currently living in Canada. Okay. How's the weather over there? Is it cold over there?
And,
Rosalie Robinson, that's my auntie from
hey,
Freeport, but she's
auntie.
currently in Miami right now. Well, I'll tell you a business, auntie. I'm sorry. But anyway, so Timothy Martin, Grand Bahama.
All right.
And Diane said you were shipped off so you can get to know your relatives. So
You,
I'm
you know,
waiting
yeah.
on our guest to tune in. I don't see her down here in our waiting room, so I'm waiting on her to tune in. But Angel Doll says Canada's cold as ice. I figured it was. My brother lives there,
Yeah.
and I know it's really cold.
It's very
So
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shonda.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's very common that a lot of people from the Bahamas migrate to Canada because they're both
Yes.
British. So both of my cousins, when they went off to college, they went to college in Canada, but then moved back to the Bahamas. So, and I also have family in Long Island as well.
Okay. Where's Long Island? Long Island?
Say that one more time.
That's in Nassau as well.
Yeah, and that's a trivia question. How many islands is in the Bahamas? So there are so many. Long Island is very south. And
Uh,
Latoya's here. She could tell us too, probably.
Probably I think like 700.
I know,
I don't know.
right? What
It's
did Trina
somewhere up in
say?
there.
My cousin
Uh,
Trina said, let's see. Go ahead, Shonda.
my grandfather's side is from the Bahamas. Lots of families still there, but many moved to Key West and New York. Listen, I think it's okay. That's good. Listen, Bahamas is representing tonight. Well, let's go ahead and get
Yay!
started. Our guest has come on. Let's give her a Talk Miami. Well, round of applause. We would typically do that, but
Woo!
since our what you call our sound guy isn't here right now, so we're gonna just clap and scream for Latoya.
Yay! Latoya. That's my cousin.
Girl, that is not your cousin.
That's my cousin.
Hey, Latoya.
Hi.
How are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. Tell her that you are really my cousin because you are related to the Russells. We're gonna just clear the air.
But wait, I'm gonna tell you why. But go ahead, Latoya. I found out your mom is a dean, and I told you I have deans in Freeport.
Lord.
Let's go down the family tree.
She can't want. Listen, Latoya, she wants to be related to me so bad. I don't claim her. We are not related.
Toya, Diane says you're beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead. She's up. Okay, go ahead. Let's introduce you again. Let them know your name and where you. Looks like most everybody here may know you, but for those that don't, let them know your name and where you're from.
Well, my name is Latoya Dean, and I'm from Freeport, Bahamas. Well, I was born in Jamaica, and I grew up in the Bahamas. I came to the Bahamas when I was 3 years old. My father is Bahamian from Bimini. Shout out to Bimini. One of the best, well, if not the best island in the Bahamas. And my mother is from Jamaica.
Okay, same thing. My mom was Jamaican and my dad was Bahamian. He passed away.
Yes.
But okay, so that's good. And my aunt Rosalie asks, which Russell are you? I don't know what that means, but I guess you do.
Russell's from Hunters and
yeah, see that? That is my cousin.
No,
Russell's Grants Lewis.
Yeah.
From Hunters and Lewis Yard and all that.
You go to the Blue Bar when you're in Hunters?
I mean, I don't go up Hunters much, but I mean,
Okay.
like when my uncles come down from Nassau and the States and stuff, like then go up there. But I haven't been up there in a while though.
So what part are you in right now in Freeport?
I'm in Freeport. Well, we basically call it Freeport, but it's South Bahamian.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, good. Let's get it started. So so we just watched your first video. Well, the video that I posted. That was hilarious. But I think that's all Caribbean parents, maybe Black Caribbean parents. I don't know. You know, they have no filter. So what got you started with doing comedy and how long have you been doing it?
Well, I've been doing it since 2014.
Wow.
But I always say that I accidentally started to do comedy because anyone that knows me or went to high school with me, they'll know that Latoya is very shy. Like in person.
What?
Yes, I see I'm playing characters. So those characters, you know, they outspoken and when I'm in character, then it's like, okay, I'm not shy. But then when I'm Latoya, it's like, you know, like I'll be in a room full of people and I'll just be in the corner, like socially awkward. I know that it shouldn't be like that, but I'm just so shy. I don't know how to approach people and just like start a conversation. So because I was so shy, I'm shocked that I actually do this. So it was back in like 2014. I decided to do, I can't even remember what the video was about, but I posted a video. It was a funny video and, you know, people were laughing. So I was like, I don't think it was that funny, but you think it's funny. So I must be funny. So I started to, I mean, I posted in 2014, but I wasn't posting as much.
Right.
But that's when I started. So that was the first time I posted a video and I got a few reactions. It wasn't a whole lot because I didn't have a following at the time. It was just a few people, but you know, it was a few people that laughed. So that encouraged me to be like, okay, yeah, well, you must be a little funny. But I didn't really get into it, like posting the videos until like 2018.
Okay, that's 4 years later. Wow.
Yeah.
So have you done comedy in person or only on social media?
No, not really in person. Like if like I did something for one of my churches in Christmas, in the Christmas time. I did like a little skit, but I don't really do like stand-up comedy.
Okay.
I was gonna say that you do stand-up, so you don't want to get on stage.
Exactly.
You just
I don't really like stand-up. You know, it's certain type of comedians. Some do stand-up, some born to do stand-up.
Yeah.
And then, you know, then like what I do.
Yeah. But
That's one.
your following you have a big following on all of your platforms. How
Yes.
did you grow your following?
Okay, like well, what I said with 2018, no, but let me get before 2018. Before
Okay.
2018, I was, you know, depressed
Mm-hmm.
because I had Graves' disease.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get my thyroid. I had to get a thyroidectomy and get my thyroid out. So at that time, I was like down, depressed. I posted videos, but then depression kicked in, and I stopped posting videos. And like I said, I was down and depressed. But God pulled me out of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to God, He
Amen.
pulled me. He pulled me
Amen.
out of that. So like in 2018. I had like a following on Facebook, but my Instagram, I never really used to post on Instagram because I didn't really have a following on Instagram. But one day I posted a funny video. I think it was like when an annoying guy calls your phone or something like that. I posted it on my Instagram. And then another comedian, his name is Sawyer Boy. He's a big comedian also in the Bahamas. He
Yeah, I've heard of
reposted my
him.
video on his Instagram page. So I noticed, I was like, I see like some followers coming. I was like, where are these followers coming from? And then when I checked my notifications, I saw that Sawyer Boy posted my video. So I was like, oh, okay. So people started coming to my page and they were like, watching my videos and laughing. So then it started to grow in 2018. So then when he posted that and I saw people coming to my page, so I was like, yeah, they say encouragement strengtheneth labor.
Yeah, yeah,
So I was like,
yeah.
that was like a little push for me to just keep posting. So I was like posting comedy every day for like a
Every
year.
day.
I was like posting,
Wow.
posting. So I posted and then I got some more, I got some exposure. And then around the pandemic time in 2020, I decided to say, let me go on TikTok. So then I started to post my comedy on TikTok, and then TikTok grew. So Instagram was growing, then TikTok was growing. Facebook, I already had like a following on Facebook.
Yeah.
But all the platforms, well, not really YouTube. I think like YouTube is a little harder to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trust me, I
Right,
know.
yes.
so not YouTube yet. But my following just started to grow after, I just kept posting my videos. But I can say recently it
Mhm.
grew even more because I was like stuck to 28 point something thousand for like
Wow.
months. And
Mhm.
then when I posted the which video that was, I think I grew to like 30,000, and then I posted I think it's which video? Oh, I've been drinking more alcohol. You saw that
Yeah,
video.
yeah.
I posted that. So I posted a video. I was like, that's just a regular comedy video. Let me just post it. So I posted, and I saw it like started to go like wildfire. So I posted it on my Facebook Reels, and then I posted it on TikTok. I posted it on Instagram, and I was like, then someone named Tori's Time on Instagram turned it into like a I don't know if you saw a video. It's like a cartoonish
No, I
video.
haven't seen it.
Yeah, and it had my audio in it.
Voice.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and his name is Tori's Time. So he made that video. So then people started to share that video, and like
Right.
they were posting it on different platforms, like on Instagram. I saw different people from Instagram posting it, then people from Facebook posting it. Some people were posting my original video, and then people were tagging me saying, "Oh, Toya, you seen this one sharing your video with the cartoon in it." So like the followers just started to come, and then I did How Caribbean People Talk in Public.
Yeah.
And then it was like universal, like
I think that's the first one I
Wow.
saw.
yes, people started sharing that because it was not just, of course, because I'm from the Caribbean, from the Bahamas, so
Yeah.
I labeled it, you know, Caribbean, how Caribbean people talk in public. But then there was so much people saying, oh, well, I'm from Panama and we talk like this. And I'm from here and we talk like, it was like universal. Like everybody around the world was like.
Everybody could relate to that video.
Talk with our
That's
eyes
awesome.
too. So it's really relatable. So then that's how, you know, I started to get followers. So it went from like, I kid you not, it went from like, I think I had like 30,000 followers. It went from like 30,000 followers to now, like I'm like at 50,900.
Wow.
That's awesome. In the space of like probably 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Wow, that's like, I was like, that's crazy.
It's the power of sharing, people. You hear that? Let's share.
The reels too, I was getting a lot of followers on there. Oh, also the I wash my meat video. Like people was so
listen, that one there.
About that.
Wait, which one? Tell me about it.
About her washing her meat when she cooks.
People, I did not know that some people were going to get offended because I said wash your meat before you cook.
Absolutely. Wait, I want to see if we use the same ones. I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
My mom taught me vinegar or lemon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you do?
It's been I use vinegar, water, well, of course, water, vinegar, water, and salt, or I use lime, water, or salt, or I can use both vinegar and lime.
Yes.
So
look, Shanda. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Tell me, what do you use?
Who? Toya, I don't cook. I can't even tell you what meat supposed to be look like. Baby, all I know to do is eat.
Toya, how is she a Caribbean and don't cook? Listen.
Don't cook at all.
Listen, if you need to watch the video and like read.
I watched it.
I don't really read comments, but if my eye go across some comments, I might respond.
I'm trying to find it so I can show TK.
And Latoya William Clyde said, I used her video to teach my biracial daughter my Bahamian customs. All right, William.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Hey there.
The sound guy is here. I'm the sound guy, apparently. That's what I am. I'm the sound guy.
We actually
How you doing, Latoya?
Everything I said, that's all you heard, Ryan.
Welcome to the show. I heard everything. I heard you're supposed to wash your meat. I tuned in just in time to wash your meat. I know that. I've been washing my meat, but yeah. I don't even eat meat, but I wash my meat.
I'm about to say, I don't think we're talking about the same meat, Ryan. You don't even eat meat.
I know.
Look, I'm sorry I'm late, Latoya. I've been listening to you while I've been trying to restart my computer. I had a late day and then I had a late dinner, so I couldn't get on to do troubleshooting. Then I get on and sorry about that. I apologize. My girlfriend bailed me out. She remembered what I did last time. There was a stupid setting on a stupid app. But I'm here. I've been listening to you. I've been listening to your story. I heard the Graves' disease. I have Hashimoto's, so I understand the thyroid struggle. So I've been listening to you.
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
awesome.
Welcome, Ryan.
So TK, you have any questions? I found the video. I want to show it to you all.
I'm ready.
For her, TK?
No, I'm ready to see this video.
But what,
before
I mean,
you watch the video, even though my voice sounds really aggressive, it was a joke. I wasn't really angry.
Right.
Drum roll.
Some people, no, not yet.
Oh, it's downloading.
Yeah, some people took that really personal. I'm like, why they so mad?
Were like, I had a lady come in my inbox and literally curse me out.
What?
Yes.
I don't understand people on social media, why they get so upset with people because they have an opinion. If you don't like what someone said, move on.
Please
Isn't that serious?
It's not that serious.
Block me, like Latoya said in one of her posts. Block me.
Exactly.
If I'm gonna do it again.
But Latoya, I do want to ask you that question, right? We're all human. And I think to protect my feelings, I'm always like, I just choose not to read. As soon as I see a comment going left in a negative way, I don't even take it in. Yeah. Since you have almost or over 50,000 followers, I've learned in this world, you're not going to make everybody happy and not everybody's going to like you. How do you deal with the naysayers and the negativity?
Well, because now that I've got more followers, so it's more like international, it's like more, personalities and more, people cursing you out, and I try not. Like I say, if my eyes glance over a
Right.
comment, I might respond. I try not to argue, but most of the time I just don't read the comments. Like,
You
because
can
if you read the
tell.
comments, you could have like a million positive comments, but for some reason
That
one negative
one.
comment is just
Yep.
like, like, because like when the lady messaged me and like she cursed me out, I didn't really feel any way. The devil would have, like, Toya, you need to tell us something. But I was like, you know what? Jesus loves you, and so do I.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
Yep.
told her.
Kill
And
him with kindness.
she opened it, she read it, and she didn't say anything. So I was like, maybe she needed to hear somebody loved her. So,
Yeah.
but I just like once in a while I might answer comments, but I don't really pay attention to the comments, because if you
You
pay
gotta-
attention to the comments, you would be
stressed out and arguing all day and fussing.
exactly.
You have to
After a
ignore
while,
it.
if I answer like 2 or 3 times after that, I just leave you in the comments to run on, because they be in the comments going back and forth with each other. So
Yeah.
I just leave them there
Absolutely.
going back and forth with each other.
Well,
And I told myself,
have to-
okay, go ahead.
no,
Sorry.
say it, Mama. Say
I
it.
told myself I'm not about to argue with somebody I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time.
It's not even
Exactly.
that serious.
So I pick and
Exactly.
choose my battles.
All right, we have the wash your meat video, which almost
Uh-oh.
got Latoya. Well, did get Latoya cussed out.
Yes.
Let me clear it out.
So today I'm going to be doing a tutorial for all the, oh, I don't wash my meat because the heat of me cooking it is going to kill the germs. No, you need to wash your meat. All the gunk, the grime, the nastiness and grease what is beyond meat. What you mean you don't wash your meat? What type of nastiness is that? Well, anyway, I can show you a tutorial. I don't need to put the meat inside there because I'm not throwing out no meat for no demonstration. It's pretty straightforward. First, you get your lime juice. I sick of y'all. You could get lime juice, vinegar, or you could use both. Then you're going to get your salt, okay? Don't tease me about my Valrico salt. I don't know once it's salt. Just get your salt, okay? Then you're going to take your lime juice or your vinegar or both, and you're going to put it inside of the water. Put it in the water. Then you're going to take your salt and you're going to pour it in the water. Okay? And you're going to wash your meat. Wash your meat. Then you're going to get a bowl, or you're going to wash that bowl and you're going to rinse your meat. Oh, I have a PhD and an ABC and a 1, 2, 3 in chefology and biology and biochemistry, and science says that vinegar, salt, and water, it does nothing. Just washing it with water is sufficient, or not washing it at all. So you just go in the tub and just let the water run over you? You got a PhD in nastiness. You all is wash your dog and you all cat with soap and water, but you want to wash your meat with going in your...
Wait.
Oh man,
Uh-oh, did we lose her?
she left.
Oh, I don't
may
know.
have
You can see me?
Drop the mic. We can't see you. We can hear you though.
What happened?
No,
I
no.
don't
She's
know.
so funny. She's so funny. What happened?
You still can't see me?
No.
No, the video like really went
I
out.
don't know.
Let me put you. I'm trying to bring her back. Nope, it's still the same.
Hold on, let me.
We can hear you though.
I'm back?
No.
No.
I probably have to come out and then come back.
Go ahead, try that.
I
We
don't
can
know
hear.
what's going on.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. But
Yes.
that's true. My mom taught me to clean my meat. I don't know who out there just taking it out of the wrapper and cooking it. No.
Well,
I
when I
mean-
do cook, I just take it out and wash it a little bit and then
Right.
I don't listen. Don't judge me because I don't cook. But when I do cook, I wash it under the water. I don't do all of that.
Just water?
Girl, ain't nobody dead yet.
You married to
You
a
see me?
chef? I know he better.
You're
You're
Yeah,
know
good.
what I be
Latoya. You're
doing?
good. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm gonna tell George.
Don't. Honey,
Yeah, I mean,
he
best
dead
practice
yet.
is
He all
to rinse
right.
off all your food. I mean, whether it's a vegetable or anything, rinse it off. Wash
Everything,
it.
fruit, everything. I rinse
Yeah,
everything.
veggies, all that.
So do you put your salt, your veggies and fruits and stuff and vinegar and stuff too?
No,
Well,
girl.
I mean, not really.
I
So
wash
wash them
that,
off too.
Right.
they
but
not
I
gonna get
have
no
a
heat.
brush
They're not
that
even
I
getting
clean
heat.
my vegetables with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to clean that off.
But
'Cause I had got-
the thing about their argument is, oh, the germs get the meat juice or water get all over the place in the sink, and I'm like, how do you think we wash our meat? We take the meat and slap it all over
Exactly.
all over the kitchen. Like, I just don't understand. And then you disinfect when you're finished. You're like, oh, you don't use bleach, and I'm like, so I don't get it. I mean, I don't know what's so offensive about washing meat. And someone was like, oh, FDA says, and I'm like,
Listen,
I don't
I
care
don't
what FDA says.
I'm not judging nobody. If you wash it, wash. If you don't, you don't. That's on you. Look, to each his own. Everyone has their own way of doing things. Some people just get too personal about what someone else does. We all live our life differently, and if I don't do what you do, that don't mean I'm a worse person than you, or vice versa. So I'm not gonna go on somebody's page and be like, "You stupid because you brush your head up the wrong way," or "If you dumb because you put the toilet paper this way." People, life is too short for that. It's too short for that. Do you what makes you happy? Because what I do, what I eat don't make you boo-boo. So it shouldn't even stress you that much. So last question, well, I have one more question. I don't know if anybody else does. Besides the comedian, who is Latoya? Who are you? Tell us who you are in a nutshell.
Who is Latoya? Basically, I mean, like I said, I'm shy.
I heard that. Yes,
I still don't believe that, but okay.
Yes,
I'm shy too, TK. I'm very shy. Girl. I am.
I'm shy. I'm really quiet. I'm quiet. I love to cook.
Let's go to the. Did y'all see her food? Before tonight, I was on her pages scrolling, and I saw that potato salad, mac and cheese, ribs, oxtails, the potato salad again. Let me tell you something. I started to say, I'm sick of this diet because I want all of that. On my cheat day, I want my husband to make me some potato salad, mac and cheese. I want all of that. It looks so good. The pineapple upside down. Lord Jesus, it was.
My daddy used to make me a pineapple upside down.
I was reminiscing on those foods because now I don't eat too much. I don't eat red meat because it's like just too much for me. So I have to just stick chicken. So I was just watching it like.
Who taught you to cook?
Nobody really taught me to cook. I watched my mommy cook, but nobody
watched nobody
taught me to cook. I just did
But
it.
your mom is Jamaican, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But nobody really taught me to cook. I just did it.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. I'm sorry I interrupted you when you were explaining who you were.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
I love like I said, I'm shy, I'm quiet, I love to cook. I'm a really nice person. I don't think I really get angry. No, I don't think I really get angry.
That's good.
I guess it has to take a lot for me to get angry because I don't really get angry. I love the Lord, of course.
Yes.
Amen. We love the Lord over here, honey. We love the Lord.
Yes, definitely number one in my life. And with me, I just like to see people happy, basically. Yeah. That's me. I love to see people happy. Like I could be going through things like I wouldn't say like I'm totally over depression, but it's not bad. Like some days I do get depressed, but I still, push out videos like, people need to watch me, people need to laugh. So I still like push out my videos, just because I don't know who I'm making happy or, I'm making their day. You never know if one day they probably want to commit suicide, God forbid. And they stumble across my video and you know what? I give them that gut laugh that makes them want to be like, you know what? I think I think I love my life.
That's right.
Yeah. And you know what? You said something earlier that you had gone through depression. I know you mentioned it again just now, and going through your process with Graves' disease, that comedy and God, of course, was part of your healing and helped you to heal so that you can help other people as well. And even when we don't feel like laughing or feel like even encouraging anybody else, that one little video you could have done, like you said, help somebody else. So I appreciate you even pushing forward past your depression. And I think Ryan said this before. We all deal with a little bit of depression every now and then. Some more
Yes.
than others, of
Absolutely.
course. Some more than others, of course. But it's how you handle it and how you get through it, because
Yeah.
it can be overwhelming and take over your life if you let it. So I appreciate you and I applaud you for pushing past your depression to keep going and to give us some comedy, because I love it. The first time I saw it, I went through and I was looking at videos and everything. You are hilarious. Like, you have
Thank you.
Bahamian parents down to the T.
To the T. My daddy.
Well, I have no more questions. I don't know if Ryan has any questions or want to add something too.
I was gonna urge y'all talking. I was gonna ask y'all. So we have three island women here today. I was taught long ago. I heard you say the word. I was taught long ago how to pronounce it, and I was given a reason why. But you say Caribbean or Caribbean, and why? I know what I say. I'm wondering what you all say and why. Do you have a reason why? Let's say, do you have a?
I say Caribbean, but that's because my mama said it
I
like
say
that. I don't know.
Caribbean.
You say Caribbean,
I
TK?
mean, me
Caribbean.
personally, I say both. So,
Yeah.
Oh, you do interchange it.
I say both.
So
Do you
I
guys?
was
Caribbean or
Okay.
Caribbean.
no, I was saying
But I
TK.
think
I
I
was saying
mostly say Caribbean.
Yeah.
Caribbean. I used to say Caribbean. Go ahead, TK.
I think Caribbean is a Bahamian thing, but we're talking about two. Latoya and Dr. Shanda are both Jamaican and Bahamian. So
Right.
do
I
you
say
guys think
both.
maybe the Jamaicans say Caribbean and Bahamians
I
say?
don't know. Now I'm gonna pay attention because I haven't paid attention.
Like I say, majority of the time, I probably would say Caribbean.
Yeah.
I used to say Caribbean, and then I had a buddy of mine. His mom was from. Now I can't remember the island. I'm drawing a complete blank. But the West Indies. It was, and so she was telling me it's Caribbean officially pronunciation wise because of the Carib Indians is really where that region got its name from. The Carib Indians, I guess the lineage there is the Carib Indians, Caribbean. So I've said Caribbean ever since because I thought, okay, let me pay homage, pay respect. But I used to say Caribbean. Caribbean was like the shorthand, easy way. But I was wondering if you knew any backstory from the Carib Indians or Caribbean. So that's why I say Caribbean. I was wondering because I heard you guys say it interchangeably. Just curious. That's all.
I had to Google it. I'm gonna tell you what it says in it. I never thought about that. You pay attention to detail, because even though I hear both, I never thought about anybody saying it differently. I just figured,
Well,
whatever.
she kind of corrected me in a sense, or educated me, and I thought I'll run with that. What'd you find on it? What'd you find on it, Shanda?
I don't know. I feel like reading all. That's why I just
Okay,
said
don't worry
never
about it. I
mind.
was just curious. I don't think it matters. Everyone knows what we're saying. I just
Right,
didn't know
right.
specifically.
But I think kind of what you said, something about the indies and stuff. But I'll look at it in a minute.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep on Miss Latoya any longer because we're way past the time I said we'll stop. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Everybody, please go follow her on social media. She is Latoya Laughs on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
TikTok is Latoya Dean.
Oh, Latoya Dean.
I have two.
See,
Facebook.
we're cousins.
Oh my God.
Drop all of them. Where are they? How can they find you? People to follow you, check you out.
I have my personal page. Well, I turned it into a business page too. It's Latoya Dean. Also Latoya Laughs. I have two Facebook pages. And my TikTok is Latoya Dean, and my Instagram is Latoya Laughs.
Yeah.
And you could join my YouTube too, which is Latoya Laugh.
Okay, I will definitely follow that one as well. I'm following everything except YouTube, so I'll make sure I follow that because I definitely want to support. So I share a lot of your videos when I see it. I mean, I don't have a big following, but one more follower for you is great. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Hopefully we can have you back on again.
A pleasure.
Yes, please. And share. Thank you so much for sharing with your audience. Thank you so much. And thank you for representing the Bahamas. You're here.
Yes, I am always in Freeport. I haven't been much since COVID. But listen, I'm gonna call you. Okay. I need some of that potato salad, the chicken, the pork chops, the rib, all of that.
Latoya, wait, before you go, both of you guys, I leave for Bimini this Saturday. You gotta tell me where to go.
Oh, Bimini? Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna reach out to you.
Okay. Reach out to me.
All right, thank you so much, Latoya.
Okay,
Take
you're
care.
welcome.
Good night.
Bye. Oh my God, I forgot I tell you I leave for Bimini. I don't know if we go there
You
first.
told
or
me
I go
already,
there.
girl. I'm about sick of you talking about that trip. I
Oh
don't
my
care.
God, everybody I leave. I'm
No, I'm
gone for
joking.
8 days.
You deserve it because I don't know the last time you went on vacation. So you
Well,
need
since COVID.
right.
I've been
So
Wow.
you
stuck in
need
this
to.
house since COVID.
And
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. I want you to have the time of your life, act the fool, jump up and down on the ship, do cartwheels, flips, and all of that. So I want you to enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
So we are going to move on. Well, should I go to the next topic? Any one of y'all ready for y'all stuff? Because you know y'all don't be ready for me. Let me go ahead
I
and go to
stay
TK.
ready. It's
Go
up to
ahead
you.
there, boo. Do you? Go
Where's
ahead.
my jingle?
Oh, I
You
gotta
better
first
sing
find.
too.
I gotta first find the
I
Look.
got you with the
super
TK's
supersonic.
motivational moment.
Exactly. You know what?
Thank you,
Help
because I
her
don't know where
out.
it is.
Help her out, B.
TK's motivational moments.
Da, 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 da.
TK's
Da, 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 da,
motivational
da.
moments.
Woo! Hype it up. Wait, what was that?
That was a yeah. You hear me?
Whatever. Don't do that again. Hi, everybody. You know what I'm saying, Ryan?
Ryan, did you hear
Ryan.
her? First of all, see, I'm trying to
Yo,
sing for her little ungrateful behind
yo,
for her
Don't do it
moment. She
again.
got the nerve and the audacity to tell me don't do it again. I'm
don't
not
Don't
do
do
singing
it
for
that
her
again.
again.
anymore. I'm not
Don't
singing
Don't
for
do
do
her
that
that
no more.
anymore.
again.
But Ryan, can I get a drum roll, please? Yes, 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 yes. I wanted to acknowledge and recognize Black History Month. We are in February, and this is the first show that it is in February. And I just wanted to acknowledge that we are in Black History Month. And with that being said, I just thought that it would totally be appropriate for me to bring in a quote from one of the only Black president that we've had here in the United States. And guys, I don't know about you. I remember the day that he was sworn in, and not because he was sworn in, I was there in DC. And in the Black community, in the Black culture, that was history in the making, because we never thought we would ever see the day that a Black man can actually be the leader of this country. So I apologize when it comes to us that we celebrate him on the level that we do, because you can only imagine what we've been through in the past to get where we are today. And I remember being in the audience where he was, and it was cold, y'all. I think my toes was frozen because I thought I was trying to be cute with these little boots that they wasn't like snow boots. But anyways, I digress. But I'm out there, and we was literally in tears just listening to him speak. And to us as Black Americans, it was just history. Um, and I never thought, and we never thought we would see that day. So to see a Black man get sworn in to lead this country, and to me, he did an amazing job. He is still an inspiration to not only the Black community, to all, because the first thing that he is, yes, is Black, but he is also too a proud American. And so with that, I wanted to use one of his quotes, and because I remember being out in the audience with all of those people, it was just a sea of people, and he held up the sign change. Change was everywhere, because it takes someone to be courageous enough to change what has been always the norm. And so don't let anyone tell you that you are not smart enough, that you are not it, and one day you will never be. I wonder, did he ever think that he will be the first Black president of the United States, maybe when he was in high school? I don't, and I've heard him speak a couple times, but I never knew if he actually believed that that would happen one day. He was a senator, and from there decided to go into politics. But his quote says, "Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek." And the reason why I wanted to choose this quote is, I don't know how many people actually saw the Grammys last night, and who did an amazing job to me with their speech was Lizzo. I love Lizzo so much because she's not allowing society to change who she is. Her size, her color, her being different. She is like, this is who I am. And she actually gave a message about change. She did not allow people telling her that she was too overweight or her music was too much. She said she stayed true to what she knew she believed in. And last night, that's why she received so many Grammys on top of receiving Record of the Year. And she just wanted to motivate other people not to change who you are, but be authentic in who we are. And you feel like only you can change the world. And don't you let somebody tell you that you can't. I shared with Ryan, I don't know if it was Ryan that asked me or me just telling Ryan, like, what is my key to success of people who saying that I do, that I inspire them. And one thing that I do know that I can back up is that I just don't talk about it. I actually do what I say I'm going to do, not allowing anybody to distract me from my goal. So I challenge all of you, from my mouth to your ears, is be that change that you want to see. And don't let anybody change your mind. Speaking of the word change, they're gonna be change is the key word of today. You, if you could see it, you could believe it, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And Dr. Shanda, that is it from me, from my mouth to God's ears, and everyone else that is listening to us. I want to thank you.
Were,
Change.
were you crying?
Yes.
Oh, poor Tink Tink.
Not really crying, but I got emotional. Is there a difference?
No, you got tears coming down your face. You crying, but it's
And
okay.
not one tear. No, not one tear fell. But
Oh.
you know how your nose start like.
Oh, it's okay.
And that was only because of
I know that you're passionate about what you're telling us. So I'm not. You listen. I'm not the one to judge anybody about crying. You know that.
Listen, I know you ain't talking.
I was just
I
trying to
just
get ready
call
to cry
you.
with you.
Listen, I call you once a month, and we know what time that is when I call you.
Listen, I was gonna cry with you. I was making sure I had to get ready. Should I be crying with you or not? Because I ain't gonna let you
No,
cry by
I
yourself.
only got emotional. I got emotional because I am so proud not only to be Black, but be a Black American.
I know that's
And
right.
it is Black History Month. And I'm going to be blackity black, black, black all month.
Listen, forever and ever. But thank you so much, TK. We appreciate you and your passion and all of you have. So this next topic is gonna be real quick because it's running out of time. And I'm still sleepy from earlier. But Ryan, I need you for this topic.
Well, you gonna get me.
I need you
ready.
for this topic.
Mr. Professor.
I got some questions and concerns. So I don't know if you all heard, well, I'm sure you all have, but our audience heard about the teacher who got into an altercation with one of her students. And in the altercation, the student, they were physical and they were tussling. And upon falling, the teacher broke her leg. And this student, if I'm not mistaken, was arrested, as I felt she should have been. I just want to, let's go back. So it happens a lot. I looked up I was trying to find statistics. I couldn't find really statistics, but what I did find from 2023 alone, which is only a little over a month now, there have been several classroom fights with students and teachers.
Yeah, you mentioned the one where the girl got arrested and the female teacher ended up in the hospital. But what about yeah, go ahead.
Right. So I was about to say, and then there was another one where I just saw a teacher, I think he's in Houston, he choked the student, or had his hands around his neck of the student. And then there was another one where a substitute teacher pulled a chair from under a student, which caused the student, of course, to react as a human would. And then the teacher, I believe he put his hands on his neck, pushed him against the wall, other kids trying to break it up. Like, what happens to escalate, or does not happen, to have situations escalate to that point? Now, I say that to say, I was a child that was a little aggressive. And I thought, girl, don't do that. Don't tell my business. And I threw a chair at a teacher. No, I take it back. I threw a garbage can at a teacher. I did.
What grade?
I was in middle school, so I'm gonna say 8th.
We'll chalk it up to immaturity along with some other things, but at least immaturity.
Right. It was but also that it was during the time. Remember, I started an abusive relationship during that time.
Yeah, you
So
had
I
a lot more going on. It's
yeah,
not
I had a lot more
immaturity is not
going
an
on.
excuse to throw a trash can at a
No.
teacher, but you had more than just that. I'm just saying it wasn't like you were a
Exactly.
senior in high school.
I was not a child that just did stuff. Like, I'm not excusing anybody, but I know me. For my generation, I had a lot going on, and whoever was around me got it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean. So I said that to say, is it happening because maybe kids are dealing with stuff outside of the home? So when one person says one thing, is that a trigger? Is that something that causes him or her to react? Or are teachers not trained to de-escalate these situations? That's my question.
Or there's another
For
option.
you, right? Okay.
Yeah, there's another option. We are far more tolerant of this type of behavior to the point where now the pendulum has swung way too far in terms of acceptance and the behavior that is exhibited. So I just want to say what I had and what I thought about in terms of this conversation about students fighting teachers. And you can throw into that conversation students fighting students, because we saw recently this 14-year-old, I believe, boy.
Oh my God. Don't even
beat a 9-year-old girl senseless on the bus. And while the other students filmed it and looked on and did not stop him at any. So you could throw that into the midst of the conversation, and also into the endless amount of videos that we see surfacing of these type of things that are almost celebrated. Now you got to remember, kids have always been kids, and they've always been cheering on, fight, 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 fight. That's happened for decades, generations. Mm-hmm. Now it's not only encouraged, and before it was a fight and it was over, you broke it up, 2 kids were disciplined and probably talked to whatever. Now it's not only encouraged, it's recorded, which is a whole nother dynamic.
Right.
So your original questions are, what are the consequences? And how can teachers prevent this? Now, the counselor in me, I spent over a decade as a school counselor. Mom and dad, stepdad are all educators. Okay. Mm-hmm. The counselor in me could come on here and talk about a number of answers. I could talk about what are the consequences. We could talk about more security and police. We could talk about criminally prosecuting parents of the children. We could talk about prosecuting minors as adults for violent offenses. We could talk about suspension and alternative schools, consequences. We could talk about that. We go there. We go down a whole list of all these consequences. How can teachers prevent this? We could talk about cameras in the classroom, just like cops wear body cams, more counselors and interventions. We could talk about increasing teacher pay, so we attract better teachers. We could talk about de-escalation training. We can talk about all those things if you want to. Mm-hmm. But I'm not coming on here tonight to talk about all those band-aids. All those have utility, yes, and they could help in their own way overall. But we got to stop with the band-aids. We got to start having an honest, real conversation about the hard truth and the obvious elephant in the room and the 800-pound gorilla that people want to pretend isn't the issue. And it's one word, and that word is home. Mm-hmm. Home. There are always exceptions, but home is where home training, where manners, where respect, where self-discipline, where emotional regulation, impulse control, healthy attachment, empathy, care, consideration, understanding consequences all come from. The literature is clear. There's no debate. This is beyond understood by anybody who can read the data and by any developmental psychologist that's worth a damn. Yet for some reason, this isn't the main focus of our conversation, of our emphasis, of our intervention, of our politics, of our resources. And quite frankly, when family values are brought up, it's usually and often dismissed as part of a right-wing agenda and or a religious Christian ideology. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm not Christian, I'm not religious, and I've been a registered Democrat my whole life. And I'm talking about it like it is the primary thing we need to talk about. Ain't no agenda over here. This is a former school counselor talking. This is a Democrat talking. We do not emphasize family values and home training and family unity and the core values that come from the home enough. We are not. We are actually moving away from that. We have an obsession with individual rights and individual freedoms over and at the expense of family unity and what happens structurally at the home. And I got to tell you, I've been a registered Democrat my whole life, and I'm not trying to bring this into politics, but it's going to take politics potentially to get involved. And That could change tomorrow. I'm registered Democrat. That could change tomorrow. And if the Democratic Party doesn't get their act together and start to prioritize family values, like you see some trying to prioritize on the right, and again, both sides of the aisle have their issues and their flaws. But I'm going to tell you like this, if they don't get their act together, I will be voting for a candidate that prioritizes family unity. I don't care who it is. I'm not voting for a party. I'm voting for results. And if somebody's going to step up and say, look, this is my number one priority, this is how I'm going to do it, and this is what's important, they're going to get some votes, and it might be mine. So we got to start having a conversation, especially people on the left, and start saying, look, this conversation about family and about family values, it's not just some right-wing Christian ideology, far extremist conversation about, nah, man. Like, this is what matters. We can talk about all these band-aids all day long. We can talk about all these interventions all day long, but everybody knows the truth. These kids are growing up in environments with families and communities that are not sufficient enough for them to have the training as individuals to then interact socially in an open, free public school. And then you get this. There's no respect for adults. There's no relationships that are respectful with the adults. And then you get this. Now, I'm not blaming anybody per se, but I am putting the responsibility where it lies. I could sit here and we could talk and tap dance and tiptoe around all this stuff, and we can be soft and compassionate and sensitive, and ain't nobody gonna lecture me on empathy. I'm a school counselor. I've been trained at it. It's what I've done. I got thousands of students that'll go and tell you, fall back if you're talking about Mr. AB doesn't have compassion, care, and empathy for people. I got it. And I apply it when it needs to be applied. But I also give you some real talk. And this can serve as my real talk tonight. Like, we need to have a conversation about family values. I don't give a damn where you stand. If you want to know why people are growing up from children to adult and conducting themselves like this, it starts at home.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not rocket science. That's my take on the whole matter. You can bring all the interventions you want, but if we don't start having a big conversation and putting pressure and emphasis on people stepping up as parents, even before they get pregnant, about what it is to be responsibility to raise a child, to have a family, and put pressure on males to stick with the mother of their child and support the home. If we don't put pressure and have that conversation, we're going to be in the same boat that we're in right now 50 years from now, even worse. That's my take on the matter. TK?
Question for you, counselor, professor. What if it's a learned behavior at home and that's the mentality?
There ain't no what if, TK. It is a learned behavior. That's what we're saying.
But how can parents correct it when
they're doing it?
When they're doing it, I guess. How do you handle that?
It's generational, right?
Right.
Well, we as a society have to, this is where I say as a society, the conversation has to be bigger. So the bigger pressure in society conversation is putting pressure on, let's end that. That's going to happen. They're going to grow out of this, hopefully. But if it continues to be lenient, soft, accepting and tolerant of this behavior as the norm, then future generations are going to continue that. So you can't expect this to happen to stop overnight, but the pendulum has to get pushed back in the other direction so we can say this is the last generation of kids that are going to grow up with that being acceptable. So how we go about having that conversation, you can have a debate on your own, but you're right. It is absolutely being modeled at home. And if we don't start having a conversation about what's going on at home, we don't want to judge anymore, man. That's where everything went sideways. We don't want to judge. No judgment. No, we need to judge, man. You know, I'm not Christian. I'm not religious. But you know what? You know what Christ is? Christ is a judge. That's what it is. It's a judgment as to who am I? What am I doing? Now, you're obviously trying to strive, but take religion out of it. We need judgment because judgment is a standard. A judgment says you're here. You could be here. Let's try to do better. If there's no judge, nobody knows what's acceptable, what's healthy, what's tolerable, what's no. So we need judgment. And it doesn't have to be shame on you judgment. It needs to be, this is unhealthy. This isn't tolerating. This is the consequence. Like, a judge. That's what it needs to be. And I don't mean like one judge or one person. I mean, we need to have a conversation where it's judgmental by nature. We're saying this is not acceptable. This is not going to be tolerated in general, and have that conversation, that real conversation about what's happening at the house. Again, not to shame people per se, but to set the standard that this can't continue for future generations. That's my take. Now, all the other stuff is going to be helpful, but it serves no purpose. All those other interventions serve no purpose if we're not going to be honest about the fact that no matter what we do, these kids go home to that house where that behavior is being modeled, and they're going to come back. So we have to start modeling it and working with the students and disciplining them in a way, in working with the community at home, but telling them, and whether that's a police officer showing up, DCF showing up and saying, look, you are not a healthy parent. We're going to have a conversation with you. There might be some sort of consequences. You're going to be arrested because of whatever your violent behavior you're exhibiting or not being accountable for your teenage child. Whatever you got to do there, There needs to be a conversation that we, as a consensus, agree and vote on, I guess. But it needs to be a harsher conversation than we're having. Because right now, everybody's getting a free pass. And look how it's working out for us.
And I was going to say, this teacher, no, I forgot the lady's name, but y'all can look it up. She's in the hospital, well, was in the hospital with a broken leg because she's defending herself. And that's just one case. Now this child has a record because she couldn't control herself. These things turn into their what's the word?
They last perpetual cycle, or what are you talking about?
Yes, all of that. I can't think, but yes, all of that. Like one thing causes something else. So now our teachers in danger, are our kids in danger? Like what's going on in the classroom should be teaching and learning. Now teachers are I've heard some teachers say they're even afraid to close their doors sometimes. They're afraid to, like some teachers are afraid, and you have some students afraid to ask questions or afraid of whatever what may happen. This should not be in the classroom.
So Shanda, real quick, I come from the school system over a decade where I witnessed it. The school districts live in fear of the parents. If a parent goes to the district to complain, they will cater to that parent, whatever that takes. So it needs to be addressed where the school system and the district is not catering to. Now you got to put students first in terms of their education, but this is a bigger problem in terms of where the emphasis of the priority is. Your principal might have your back, but if the parent goes to the district behind closed doors, they're going to make good with the parent however they can to appease them. And if you think parents don't know that and aren't picking up on that and exploiting the hell out of that, you're stupid.
TK?
I guess I could just have so many questions. So the first one I want to hit on is, this has been happening for years. I too was a middle school teacher, taught in elementary and middle. I never ran across this, but I guess let me spin it in this way. I understand that you're saying it starts at home, Ryan. And I heard Roy, thank you, Leroy, you said it. Maybe sometimes we need to counsel both the parent and child.
100% agree, but the parents have to be open to that. And the majority
and that's exactly where I was going to go with this, is that let's talk about the hurdles and the challenges when the parents have to be open to that, and that doesn't happen. After you've done all that you can do, what is the solution to this? The fighting has been taking place year round. Going into the schools and shooting students and shooting up has been happening. Where is the security? Where is the police? Do we need to put metal detectors and going into
sitting
the
in their car outside in front of the school?
They're already there. The metal detectors are there in a lot of these schools. Security's there, but security's going to catch a lawsuit as soon as they put their hands on the child.
Exactly.
Like, people don't want to touch that, TK. And I'll say this. I'm sorry to jump in, TK, but real quick, it just
but I
reminded me
wanted to hear from you.
Something I was really passionate about as a school counselor. Look, man, I worked at Redland Middle School. I went into Naranja to drop kids off from basketball practice. I sat in living rooms talking to parents that the kids need to make grades to be on the basketball team. So I wasn't just a counselor that sat at the school. Like, I went into the hood, man. I cared about these kids enough to talk to some of these families and these parents and stuff. And so what I always was passionate about was what we don't have. And I'm sorry, public schools run by the government, education is run. There needs to be more of a bridge between community and public education. There needs to be resources and places that school needs to be more than just a place that educates children. The school needs to provide the resources that we have all over the place for parents to feel closer and more open and more welcoming to interact with their school, their child's school. There needs to be some sort of a bridge or a gateway from the school to the community. Because you're right, TK, the community is really the one, the area that struggles. And so school's just some place you send your kids during the day, daycare, they come back. And there's a big disconnect. We need to focus more on how there can be and great principals, great schools do this. They have a relationship with their communities in the area. Absolutely. There's a pipeline, a gateway, there's a bridge, open lines of communication. Great principals, great schools, they have that. And so when something happens, that principal or that teacher, AP, they can call a house, even with that quote problem child, which I don't like that label, but that child who's, gets into some sort of a trouble or there's an issue, they'll call home, and the parent now respects, even the parents we're talking about who aren't really with a good school, a good administration, generally, there's always exceptions, will respect the fact that the administrators care. When they call, the parents will now side with the administrators. Most of the time, who are parents going to side with? What'd you do to my child?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do to my child? What happened to my child to do that? Why? It's always, what did the school do? What did the school do? What did the kids in the class do? What did the teachers do? They're going to defend their child. And I guess to a certain extent, rightfully so, because they're defensive in a sense. And maybe they come from and they've been through situations where they have been attacked or ostracized or stereotyped or discriminated or whatever. So it's like, I'm going to be defensive. Like, I'm going to stick up for my child. But most of the time, a lot of the time when they're sticking up for their child was in the wrong. But they're not open enough to hear and side with and listen to the parents or the teachers to say, look, this is what happened. I need you to work with us and support us. Because child ain't gonna listen. Child barely listens to the parents. Child definitely gonna listen to nobody at the house.
But you know what? I've had to go into school and advocate for my child. Now, as parents, you know your children. If someone said, well, this child did this, I'm gonna say, yeah, they probably did. Well, let me hear what happened. If they say, well, this child did this, I'm like, that's out of their character. Let me hear what happened. All parents are not like that. And I know Elijah came home one day and told us that this boy hit him in the face with a football. Okay, they're at PE. I'm going, Elijah, it's okay. The next day, they called me, oh, Elijah's getting expelled. I said, for what? So they said that he was in the classroom. This little boy, who I didn't know at the time was the same little boy from the day before. This little boy, I guess came up to Elijah, said something to Elijah. Elijah threw a chair at him. They got into altercation. The teacher said she tried to break it up, and Elijah would not get off of him. Elijah, in my opinion, was at his breaking point. So Elijah let off on him and would not let go. Granted, he got in trouble, and because it's a magnet school, they automatically kick you out.
Yeah,
right, because it's not your home school. So when I found out, I said, well, what happened the day before when he came to you? Because I tell my kids, if you're gonna whoop somebody behind, make sure you tell the teacher first that this person has been bothering you, and you do what you're supposed to do first. Everybody has a breaking point. I don't encourage them to fight, but if you have to defend yourself, you do that. So I asked Elijah. He said, Mom, this boy threw a football at me. I told the teacher the day before. They did nothing. I told the PE teacher. I told the teacher in the classroom. They didn't do anything. And I know teachers are busy and they try to handle everything, but they can do so much. So I try to give her the benefit of the doubt. She told me herself that he told her, but she didn't think anything of it. So the next day, this boy still harassing Elijah. Elijah went off on him. So as the principal come telling me, oh, we don't accept fighting in this school, and Elijah's expelled, I went down to the district. And I said, because if my child said, I asked for help, I reached out for help, I did what I was supposed to do, and nothing was happening. And now because he reacted to being, picked on, you want to kick him out? I said, we're not doing that. That's not going to happen.
Shanda, it's a fine line between self-defense and fighting. And I think what you're talking about is, hold on a second. My child was not the problem child, wasn't the instigator in this situation. That's where you're going to plead your case. And I agree with you. The challenge is the school system's in a situation where they're not disciplinarians, they're educators, but they have to have something in place. You know what they have? They have this zero tolerance policy, which means if you get into any sort of a physical altercation, no matter whether you're defending yourself or you're instigating, both of you are gone. Well, of course it's going to lead to problems.
So no. So because that school was that child's home school, he wasn't kicked out. He was suspended. But I found out that this child broke somebody's bone a couple of months ago or a while ago. Right. Hit the girl's face to a water fountain. He did other things and was still able to come to school. But because my child defended himself against this person who has attacked more than one child, but he still can go to school, I said, no, we're not doing that. Is there some things they need to change too? Was your homeschool or not? There should be some consequences besides being suspended. Some kids don't give 2 F's about being suspended for 10 days. That's not a consequence. They actually don't care about staying home.
No, you're right. They actually moved when I was there. Sorry, TK. They actually were moving away from outdoor, like trying to get rid of outdoor suspension altogether. Now, granted, it ain't gonna solve everything. You can't just outdoor everybody, and that's gonna solve problems. Because I think I agree with what Ray's saying in the comments, or Roy. You can't. That's not gonna solve everything, but you can't not have that as an option. You got to have some sort of a different approach there. Go ahead, TK.
No, I just want to ask you guys. Well, what is the solution?
I don't know. Mine
Yeah,
got them.
we could talk about band-aids all you want. And because what we do is we end up pretending like people will pretend like they have the solution, and they'll suggest a lot of approaches and things that haven't been tried. We should do more of it. And then there's those people out there that have these ideas that really are not practical. They just sound good in theory, and it'll make them feel like they have the answer that they're never going to really be able to apply. I think the answer is a combination of what I was talking about. Start to apply some of these things to mitigate the things that are happening in the classroom, whether we do put cameras in the classroom to protect both the children and the teachers, whether we have it on file, whether we have the training, the interventions of reaching to the community, but having a conversation just about what's tolerated and what's not. And then having conversations just again about family in general, that over time, as a generations go on, we start to realize there's an emphasis here. I mean, it starts at home, and home is in the community. That's what we have to focus on. So whatever the interventions are that we can do to help parents at home and educate the parents and emphasize that in the communities, that'll show up in the schools. I know that's not an answer, but
I think it's a conversation we probably need to have again later on with, I don't know, maybe some school officials or educators. I don't know. We're going to even be able to find the answer. Right. That's what I ate that as soon as I said it, Ryan.
Go ahead, again.
I was saying Ponga is actually a school counselor for middle school. We could invite her back on whenever we talk about this topic.
Sure, she's echo a lot of the stuff that I just talked about as far as
she probably feel the same way Ryan does.
Maybe not. Maybe she has a different angle. I mean, she's seeing it now currently. I know a lot of things have changed, but I'm just speaking for what it was like for me close to 8 years ago is when I left, 7, 8 years ago, and I was there since 2004. But one of the reasons why I transitioned to work at the college, at the college level, was because, to be honest with you, I didn't see myself doing that for 20 some more years to retire as a public school educator. And that sounds like, well, why are you bailing? Why are you copping out? I gave that shit my heart and soul every day. I showed up to counsel those kids. But because a system is structured the way that it is and it's set up the way that it was, I ended up just being an unpaid administrator with a walkie-talkie. I couldn't even counsel kids. They had me doing all sorts of other stuff, from bus duty to cafeteria duty to attendance to this, that, and the other. I wasn't working with the kids and the parents like I should have been. And so I thought I can stay here and get counsel kids 10% of the time and be stressed out 90% of the time, or I can find a career where I'm working on influencing hundreds and hundreds of teenagers and young adults that are now going to go on to be educators potentially, and that are going to be parents and have families. Like I thought I could have as much of an influence there. But we need the Pongas, we need people in the school. But like I say, it's a system where if there's a crack in it, they're going to smell the blood. You got to have a well-oiled machine. You got to have good people. You got to have good educators with good intentions at the top that are good educators, but they also care about the community. You can't just have somebody who principals get paid, you know what I mean? And you could just sit behind a desk and have a terrible school and collect money as long as you can. And most of them don't do that. But if you do that, you spoil it, you ruin it. So there's a lot going on, and we could talk about it much longer.
Our hours, of course, far well spent, but there's so much more that we can talk about. I was looking on this website, boardteachers.com, and it's a website about educators. And one of the first topic it says is student violence against teachers has become the norm, and that's not okay. Violence against teachers is an epidemic. And I know a couple of teachers who have quit. They're like, you know what? I don't get paid enough.
They don't get paid enough.
Right.
They don't get paid enough.
They're not supported. They're not protected.
They're not supported. Right. And I think it starts, as Ryan said, it's going to start from a political standpoint. It's going to start from our school officials. Like, they have to care about these teachers. When I don't keep going, but when COVID happened and they wanted teachers to go back into school and all this stuff was going on, that's hard. Like, these people got to come back home to their families too.
Crazy talk.
I think they want too much out of our teachers and expect them at the same time to allow things to go on in the classroom. And if they respond to it, they're getting fired and losing their job.
Yeah.
But again,
last thing, Shanda, there's another element, and that element is right here. Back in the day, what happened in the classroom in the school stayed in the school. These kids now, it's transcended that. I can go viral for what I do in school. So you have immature 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-olds that can go viral. There's an opportunity. I'm not going to get in trouble. I'm only 12, 13, 14. I'm not going to get in trouble. Now I can use my teacher as a way to get attention. I can get filmed and recorded. I can pop off. Like, this thing has changed the game as well. We can't deny that. And so we're in a different era right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think Diane was asking about the percentage. I just looked up. I lost it a minute ago, but it said 44% of schools have experienced teachers fighting with students fighting with teachers, or however you want to
Unbelievable.
put it. I don't know
That's a high
fighting who, but
percentage.
that's
Almost
a high
half.
percentage.
That's
I
almost half.
just had it, but I'm going back and forth while Ryan, you did your real talk already? Sound
That's
like
real
you did.
talk for
I
me.
think you did. Okay. So the last thing, I'm gonna find that percentage for you now. I'll post it in this chat when I finish. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. That's a conversation that, like I said, we could probably bring up another time to keep going. But I want to also just acknowledge Miss Cindy Winters. She is out working, being, the fabulous superstar she is. She wanted to share with our audience her video, so let me go ahead and play that for y'all.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Cindy Winters, here, reporting live from my car. And I'm so sorry I can't be there tonight for Talk Miami, but I am with y'all in spirit. I miss you so much, and I can't wait to get back. I do want to do a recap of last night at the Grammy Awards, because I went to the Grammy Awards last night. Butterfly Black was definitely in the building. I just want to share with you a little recap of my night. As you know, Beyonce is still the GOAT, the queen, with 32 Grammy Awards, making her the most decorated artist in Grammy history. And that was a moment. Check it out.
Comedians of all time, the outstanding show of respect. It's Renaissance, Beyonce.
I'm trying not to be too emotional. And I'm trying to just receive this night.
We also celebrated 50 years of hip hop, and that was crazy. We had artists from all the way from the early 80s down to today. Let's take a look.
Put your hands behind the scenes. I think I came to play with y'all.
Let's go for some fun.
Let me show you how to keep the dice on when you're doing that thing over there, homie.
Let's go.
And the biggest surprise for me as a vocalist is Artist of the Year, Samara Joy.
I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for this honor.
A beautiful jazz vocalist with the reminiscence of great vocalists like Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald. I am so proud and so excited for her, this young artist. Oh, and let's not forget about my outfits.
Spend my lifetime getting ready for you, baby, baby. See these feelings I get, I wanna get away with you. I think I found the perfect love, perfectly perfected love. You are mine, I am yours.
Thanks so much for joining me on Cindy Spotlight. You can hear my voice is not quite right because I definitely did scream it out last night at the show. But I love you all so much, Talk Miami family, and I'll see you real soon. Hopefully sooner than later. Peace.
Hey, give a shout out, round of applause for Cindy. That's pretty dope, man.
I
That was
stayed up all
awesome.
night. I watched it from beginning to end. That hip
I didn't
hop,
watch it.
the hip hop segment took us all the way back. If we grew up in the 80s and the 90s, listen, from
50
Salt and
years, man.
Pepper to
I
LL
was
Cool
listening
J
to
to
Ray
Run
Sam.
DMC, I was singing every song. So it was good that Cindy was representing Butterfly Black in the house. But it
And
was
you know they're
great.
not like BET. They ain't gonna have a rerun. I don't miss
No, I would think they will, or maybe we could Google it.
it.
Yeah, everything's on demand nowadays.
The spotlight for me was Beyonce being in first place with the most Grammy wins. That was a moment in history to see her doing that. So
Do they count Destiny Childs or is it just Beyonce only? They
yes,
can't.
Beyonce as a
I was gonna
soloist.
say that's kind of.
Yeah, as a soloist. Hey, she could probably add more for Destiny Child, but it's just her as a solo artist.
All right, Ryan, could you let the people know where they can find us?
Hey, look, you want to hear more of us? We're available for you. Check out anywhere you get your podcast from. Doesn't matter if it's Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google, wherever you get your podcast. Check us out. You can listen to previous episodes. Talk Miami Talk Show. Obviously, we got the social media going: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can follow us. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Trying to grow it there at Talk Miami Talk Show. So yeah, just and again, if you like some content, clip it up, cut it, share it. Spread the word. This is what we do. This is what we do. We have conversation, real talk here.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This was a good show, y'all. I really want us to continue this conversation at a later date when one of y'all are hosting. Because, honey, we're gonna go ahead and close. I don't know who's hosting.
I know Shanda was up. I seen her post. She was up since 5 o'clock this morning. So you know she tired. It's 9:30, girl. You was at the gym. I saw at 5 a.m. walking in the planet. Look at you. I see you. I see you. I know you're sleepy right now, but I see you.
Listen, y'all ain't gonna be ready for me, Ryan. Let me just say, I'm gonna let y'all go. So I put on some jeans this weekend. I put on a dress, and they was a little loose, honey, in the little hips and stuff. So I am ready for myself. My husband's making sure I eat good. Before I got on, he made me some salmon. How you say salmon? And broccoli.
Take
and when I say this much of rice, I was like, wait. So, like this much, I ain't lying. He gave me this much rice, but he gave me broccoli and salmon, and I enjoyed it because I don't really like salmon, but he made it good. So I'm really trying. I'm trying to make sure the doctors don't give me all this medication. I don't want no medication. I want to be able to take care of my body.
Respect, slow and steady, man. Consistency, bro. Don't stress yourself out about it. Just keep going.
I'm so excited. I'm happy, and the results are making me want to do it more. Cause
when
my walk changed. You feel why she walked like that? This is why she walked like that, child.
No, Ryan, you came in late, but she hosted an event for my husband this weekend, and she told all those people on the microphone how much weight she lost. Then she took a walk down the walkway.
Nah.
Yes, she did.
She was at the Grammys.
I was. It was. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Have a good night.
All right, ladies.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Wanna live with you. I just wanna love you.
Good night, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.